This is just a video about how we decorated our living room, which is a north-facing room, and the stages that were involved. It's a wee bit longer than normal. It's a slightly bigger project than I'd normally put up on YouTube, but it should give you an idea what's involved and the processes needed to actually complete a room. The room's north facing, so this room was all light colours before, but it didn't feel very cosy, it didn't feel very warm at all. So what we're going to do is go for some darker colours for this room and try and get a cosier feel for the whole room. There's been a lot of work going on in here. All the skirtings and facings have been removed. The walls have all been replastered, and now we're just at the point of starting to put it back together again. These walls here have been painted with a watery coat of a latex based emulsion. So that's basically just to get the plaster stable so that we can put the final coats on. So what we're doing is we're using faro and ball paints. I've normally steered away from those paints because they're pretty expensive. In fact, it works out probably twice the price. But because we're going to use their full system in this room, so we're going to use their undercoats to prepare the walls for the top coats. So it's cost us a lot of money to do this. It's in the region of about £300 just for the paint for this one room. So it's not a cheap option, but their colour ranges are really nice, and I've just ran around this coven with one of their paints and it goes on really well. That was just painted white with latex. I'm not using an undercoat on the ceiling. I think it will cover this well enough with two coats. I think it will be good. So what I'm going to do is just walk through that process, and we are going to start with the faro and ball undercoats on top of the white. So the plasters, just to recap, the plaster's been stabilised. You need to use a watery solution on the plaster. It's about 20% water into your emulsion. It's quite a runny paint. What that does is it allows your paints to adhere. That will soak into the plaster a bit, and then your paints will adhere on it, and you won't get stuff like flaking, your paint flaking off months or even like a year or two down the line. If you get paint flaking, it's extremely hard to repair and to fix, and it looks incredibly bad. So it's worth taking that bit of time just to water down your paint, put it on the wall, and that gives you a good base for putting on your proper paints. And if you're paying a lot of money for your paint, you really want that base to be good for them, so that they so that you're not wasting your money, and you know, a year down the line you're not having to scrape big patches off and fill them up with plaster and stuff. So it makes sense to do a good job now. Here's a selection of paints. Move this plaster out. This is my sealant paint, which is called skimming stone. This is the wall, which is elephant's breath. This is the undercoat for our feature wall, or it's going to be a right dark aubergine colour. So we need a good undercoat for that. That's our red and warm tones. This is a mid-tone for this one. So I've only got 2.5 litres for that. There's not much wall. As you can see, there's lots of doors. There's not that much wall. I think that'll be ample in the undercoat. And I've got a bit more of the top coat in case we need to do 2 coats. So it's... well, we will need to do 2 coats just in case it needs more than 2. The colour for the main wall, it's called brinjal, and it's quite a dark colour. We'll get into that a bit later. And there should be an eggshell. That's an eggshell for the woodwork. So all the doors and the woodwork are going to be this colour, same colour as the walls, which I think will look quite nice. And these small tins here are just the undercoats for the wood itself. So it's an undercoat and primer in one. So it should be enough to... I'm hoping one's enough, but we might have to use 2. But anyway, that's all the paint. So it's quite a lot of paint for this small room. And as I say, it's not a kick in the teeth of 300 quid. I also bought one of the Faro and Bulb brushes, which is in Medusia. They're actually quite good. It was £13, which is reasonable for a good brush. If you pick up these paints, have a look at their brushes. They're really pretty good. It puts the paint on really well, and it helps the coverage. Having a decent brush, you know, having a good brush can make all the difference. So because this room's a north-facing room, we're going to try and go dark colours to try and create a cosy feel. When we went into Faro and Bulb's shop, we've got shops all over the UK, but there's one in Glasgow. They are incredibly helpful. They are really helpful when you try to put together some colours. It's really difficult choosing colours that go well together, but their ranges seem to go really well with, you know, they have specific colours that go really well together to create the look that you're looking for. And actually they were really good, very helpful. They made it pretty easy to pick the colours. Now all we need to do now is put the colours up and see if they actually work together, and if it does create that cosy feel that we're looking for in a north-facing room. Although there's a lot of light coming in today, it's usually quite dark in here, so it's yeah, we'll see how it looks. I'll go on with this. Wall paint that I'm putting on, it's called Elephant's Breath. But what I need to do is put on the undercoat, which is down here. This is the undercoat for this wall paint. I'm just going to open it up and see what it is in here. There we go. Oh, right. Quite a greeny colour. And that's the undercoat for this one that we'll be putting on. So I'm going to put the undercoat on now. Go on with that. And we've also got an undercoat for our dark colour, which is, that's it, finished wall colour, should look a bit like that. And this is the undercoat for it here. So it's 2 different undercoats. And that is the undercoat for our aubergine colour. or brinjal as it's called in Faro and Bulb. Stage we're at now is start with the ceiling. I've put 2 coats on the ceiling just of the paint. That was bare plaster, and a water coat of white went on, and then 2 coats of this Faro and Ball. It's skimming stone colour. So that's what on. It looks pretty good. There's nothing coming through, and that looks good. The rest of the walls there, the sort of lighter colour, which is called Elephant's Breath, that has now had 2 undercoats. It's this one here, 2 undercoats and 2 top coats. I just need to cut in round the woodwork there, and that'll be finished. And the woodwork's the same colour as the walls, to try and get it blend in a wee bit. The doors have been painted, still need to put glass in those. This wall here, brinjal, which is the darkest wall. It's very, very dark. You can see there's still not an even coat there. This wall has had 2 undercoats on it. It's had 2 full undercoats, and it's had 3 top coats. I'm just about to put the 4th top coat onto this. it should then be nice. That should be a nice even coat. That's a lot of paint went onto that wall. It's not a very big wall. I've used 2.5 litres of paint. This is the last of it. So if this doesn't work, I might need to go and get more, but hopefully 4 coats of the colour will be enough to bring that to where it's supposed to be. It's a nice colour. I really quite like that. Goes well with the others. It's taken a long time to get all these paints on. Probably been about 4 days. Four days of painting to get this done. It's a lot of painting, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. And probably, if you were getting somebody in to do this, it cost you a lot of money. You do get a nice finish. If you're thinking about doing these colours, they are well worth it. They're really nice. So, anyway, the dark coats seem to take quite a bit to get to cover. Anyway, I'll go on with this. Strange thing about this room is that even though it's dark colours, it actually doesn't feel dark in here. It's almost counterintuitive. You always think I'll paint the room light to make it feel light and airy. In actual fact, this room always felt cold when it was light. So now that it's all dark colours or darker colours, it feels much cosier and it never feels dark in here. It's really strange. So it's sort of counterintuitive to what you would think, and I wouldn't hesitate using darker colours in a room anymore. It's been a bit of an eye-opener for me, and I do deal with this all the time, but I've never really thought about it before. It's quite an interesting thing to paint a dark room dark. It's I wouldn't have expected it to work, put it that way, and I took a risk, a gamble of quite a lot of money, but it has worked, and I'm happy with the results actually.